Hi, my name is Priscilla Lee. I'm a social worker here at the Domestic Violence Center. I'll be recording our sessions just so I can go over and write more notes and things like that if I ever forget to write anything down. Will you just state your name for the camera?
It's Becky Bob Huffman. Sorry, got tongue-tied.
You're fine. Nice to meet you, Miss Huffman. So I'll just do a quick interview with you. After the interview, I'll let you know if I feel like you need any other additional services from us, like group therapy. Okay. And then I'll go over some of our policies here. We've got a bunch of policies, but our biggest one would be confidentiality. So this is pretty much saying that I won't ever discuss what you tell me in our sessions to anybody else, no other person or agency. And if you want me to release any information, I would have you sign a release of information. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's a form that I print off that pretty much says you're giving our agency, the Domestic Violence Center, permission to discuss your assessment and therapy sessions with other agencies.
Okay.
Now, I might discuss your case with my supervisor if I have any questions, and then she also might ask for my notes for this case. So that would be the only person I discuss it with. Also, I am a mandatory reporter, which just means that if you say things that are concerning like suicidal ideations or you're going to harm somebody else, I would have to report that. Also, if you reported that you were going to abuse or neglect your child, then of course I'd have to report that as well. Okay. So do you know why you were referred to the Domestic Violence Center?
Yeah, because of the incident that happened with Jose.
Okay, who's Jose?
He's my baby daddy.
Your baby daddy. Okay. Can you just elaborate a little bit more as to what the incident was?
Well, I filed an EPO on him, and I stood up in court and wanted it dismissed, but it didn't get dismissed. And because of that, the social workers opened our case.
Okay, social workers, is that like the cabinet for family services? Okay. So, do you believe that the case being opened was best for your family?
Well, yes and no. I mean, well, yeah, I do.
Okay. Now, how long have you been with Jose?
About 4 years now.
4 years. Okay, that's a long time. So.
Yeah, we've got 3 kids together.
3 kids. Okay. And how old are your children?
3, 2, and 6 months.
Oh, you've got little ones.
Yeah.
So they're still little. And then where did you say your children are? Are they in the home with you or are they with Jose?
Because of the incident and because I wanted the EPO dismissed, the social worker placed them with my mom temporarily.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's kind of why you're here now, is to do this domestic violence assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then did you have any future plans with Jose? Getting married or buying a home?
Well, we had talked about getting married, but he doesn't really want to get married, and now I'm not so sure that I want to marry him.
Gotcha. Is that like a cultural thing for him, or he just doesn't really believe in marriage?
He just doesn't believe in marriage.
Gotcha. And then how was your relationship in the beginning with Jose?
Well, when we first started dating, he was nice, but when I first got pregnant, it was like he changed. Like one night he was drunk and ended up throwing pizza at me.
Okay. Well, that wasn't very nice. No one wants to get pizza thrown at them.
No.
So when did your first domestic violence argument start?
Well, we had one in 2014, but in 2015, I was in my third trimester with Jacoby, and he punched me in my face, so I filed an EPO.
Wow. Did it get pretty serious quickly between that year? Because punching you in the face is pretty rough. Getting hit.
Yeah. Well, in 2014, that was the pizza incident, and then in 2015, he punched me in my face, and then now we got this incident.
Did you realize that he was starting to become verbally abusive and then physically abusive, or did you not really see the signs?
No, he was. He would call me names in the beginning, but I guess I just didn't see it.
So that must have been really rough. Now, did you have anybody to talk to, like family or friends, about any of the incidents? Especially the first one when he'd punched you in the face.
No, I was too embarrassed that this had happened. Like, when we first started dating, everyone had said, like, I shouldn't trust him and all this stuff, so I just didn't really kind of want to get that I told you so.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then, was there a reason why you stayed with him throughout this all?
We have 3 kids together, so.
Gotcha. And do you work? Were you able to kind of get some relief outside the home?
No, he didn't want me to work. He works, so.
Gotcha. So do you have like financial support from family, or is it him solely?
Him solely.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that must have been hard for you to try and escape and get out of the situation when you don't really have any money to move or anything like that. And hopefully through this I can provide you with some services, and we can either do like vocational rehab, or we can get you with hooked up to some resources that will get you a job. So maybe you don't have to be so financial.
I want to work. He just didn't want me to ever work, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's of course part of like the DV that he was, controlling and making sure he was the one making the money. Okay. So you said your kids are with your grandma. Do you think that's best for them?
No, my mom. They're with my mom.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're with your mom. So
Yeah.
they're with maternal grandma. Gotcha. Do you think that's best for them being there?
I do. I mean, I miss them, but I mean, my mom lets me come over whenever I want and see them. It's just that they always ask me when I leave, like, how come you're not sleeping here, Mom? So it's kind of hard, but I think it is for the best right now.
Well, that's good. It seems like you're at this point being protective of them. So does he live in the home?
He doesn't right now because there's the EPO and the no contact order, so.
Gotcha. So
He's
it
not.
wasn't dismissed. Your EPO wasn't dismissed.
No.
Gotcha.
The judge said that there was just too much stuff in the EPO that he didn't feel like he could dismiss it.
Gotcha. So where do you and Jose stand right now? Are you in a relationship with him, or do you want to get back with him?
We're not in a relationship right now. And I don't know if I necessarily want to get back together with him just after everything that's happened. But, I mean, we can't talk right now because of the no contact order. And he's got a lot of assessments that he needs to do and stuff that he needs to work on before.
You even want to try and get back in a relationship with him?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I tell you, that's very commendable for you to say that you've been with a man for so long and now you're willing to put that relationship on hold for the better of your kids, to protect them.
I just want what's best for my kids.
Okay, so you talked about your children being with your mom and how that's going, and of course it's best for them right now. It looks like we're kind of running out of time for this session, but I will ask you to come back. So do you think we can kind of hold off on some of the questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think this is really good for me, so I definitely want to continue doing this.
Great. And our therapy sessions are bi-weekly for an hour. Do you think you can commit to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great.
Yeah, I'm not working right now, so, and I don't have any, like, friends or anything, so this will be good.
Great. And then how do you think this interview went?
I think it went good. I think it's definitely good that I got to talk about a lot of this stuff and get some of this stuff out in the open, so.
Great. It's definitely going to help kind of getting past all the DV incidents, and really it's gonna help you be protective of your children. Okay. Now,
well, I've never told anybody any of this ever before, so I think it's good just to talk about it.
Definitely. I totally agree. And then, kind of like I mentioned in the beginning, I would kind of refer you to the support group. I think you're a really good candidate for it. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah. I don't have a big support system. I just have my mom and Jose, so I think it'd be good for me to
Great.
join that group and make
Awesome.
some friends.
Awesome.
Especially people who've been in like the same situation as me. So
Awesome. Awesome. So that the group is a group of 5 women, and they meet up every week for 30 minutes. So that would add in, you'd have to do my sessions bi-weekly for an hour, and then you would also come back for an additional day this week. Or we can probably set it up. I think they actually have a group after this session, and you can do that for 30 minutes. Does that sound like a plan?
yeah.
Awesome. And then I know the cabinet usually sets up where you kind of have to do supervised visits and then you move to unsupervised visits. Well, in the support group, once you do get that time with your children for unsupervised, you're allowed to bring your children to the group.
Well, I don't have to be supervised with my kids right now. Just they're not. Jose's not allowed to be anywhere around them or me.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So you can have some unsupervised time. So if you want to bring your children, you can. We'll have snacks, and they'll also have some instructors, and they'll have a person that kind of guides the therapy session. So you can be open and honest.
Excuse me.
All right. So do you need anything from us for right now?
I don't think so. Do you have like a card that'll have like the times where I need to be here?
Yeah, and I'll get that for you. Our secretary will actually get it on your way out.
Okay.
Thank you.